Friends, it's Sam Chaney reporting for WeaponizedNews.com. Today is July 17th, 2016, and the madness continues. 3 cops shot dead in Baton Rouge, 7+ injured. Let's take a look at some of the reports. Here's a live report. Let's listen in a little bit to this live report. See what they're saying.
Our police department, certainly I push for community policing all the time, and knowing the community, the police knowing the community, certainly would have been a help in this situation, I believe.
What are our biggest obstacles when you deal with the police department?
Up to 7 officers shot, 2
are
dead.
we entrenched in that there's no problem, or they admit that there is a problem and there's something that could be worked on?
Most people know that there's a problem. The question becomes, how do we address that? And how do we get to some common ground?
So there's a discussion on local TV there. There's already calls for further militarization of the police. This is exactly what you get when you go and shoot a bunch of cops. Here's CNN. I don't know how accurate they are. They're the gun control network, but source says 7 officers shot, 3 feared dead in Baton Rouge. Continuing gun control talks there. Another report out of local ABC in Baton Rouge. 3 officers dead after shooting near Baton Rouge Police Department headquarters. Police have closed streets between Baton Rouge Police Headquarters and I-12 where law enforcement officers have been shot. Sources say 2 Baton Rouge police officers and 1 East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office deputy are dead following the shooting. Another officer was critically injured. A witness told WBRZ News 2 a man was dressed in black with his face covered, shooting indiscriminately when he walked out between a convenience store and car wash across from Hammond Air Plaza. Shots were fired around 9 a.m. Sunday morning. A very large manhunt began immediately, with officers hurrying to contain the scene. Both lanes of Airline Highway were shut down from Goodwin to Old Hammond and from Old Hammond to Duralsa Drive. And so they're shutting down the freeways, looking for the suspect. This is a breaking story just coming in right now. We will continue to report as it develops. So, the police are going to call for further militarization of the police. This is going to probably cause further tension. Obviously, cause further tension on the streets. The people now, Black Lives Matter, are calling for federalization of the police under the Strong Cities Initiative run by the United Nations. We're in bad trouble here, folks. It looks like, whether real or staged, whether it's a real, vigilante out there, or for whatever reason, we don't even know the reason at this point in this developing story why these cops were shot. Whether it's real or whether it's a staged false flag, it doesn't really matter. The end result will be further militarization of the police, more police state, and on the other end, federal control, which is actually UN globalist New World Order control of local police departments, which the Justice Department is calling for, which Obama is calling for, and which Black Lives Matter, the foundation-funded agitator terrorist group, is also calling for. So be aware, on high alert. Things are getting crazy in America. We need our Bill of Rights, and we need our Constitution to stay strong during these crises, whether real or engineered. We cannot give up liberty for security. We'll continue to report about this developing story. Again, 3 cops shot dead in Baton Rouge, 7+ injured Do your own research, subscribe to this channel, speak out, and take action.
Last year, when Cleveland police shot a 12-year-old boy holding a lifelike handgun, on a playground, the mayor of New York, de Blasio, got involved, and he started saying cops are bad people. So the former mayor, Giuliani, got involved and told de Blasio to go to hell. De Blasio popped back and said, listen, we've got Michael Brown in Ferguson, we've got Freddie Gray in Baltimore, we've got that dude up in New York selling selfies, then we got Tamira Rice. That's a pattern. That proves there's a problem. So there's a pattern over a year or so. That to him was proof positive of a big problem we have to do something about. Well, what are we to make of this week? Started out, and I'm not even looking at Google. I'm not going back to review my tapes or anything. So it's Friday night now. Last Sunday in Dewey Beach, Delaware, a tiny little beach town, 50 to 100 black people were fighting in a parking lot. They attacked the cops. A couple cops went to the hospital. A bunch of people were there threatening cops, throwing stuff at cops. Other people were, urging them on, creating a riot-like situation. Next day, let's move on to Syracuse. Large Father's Day gathering, 300, 400, 500 black people dancing, smoking dope, listening to violent rap music. Gunshots ring out, cop rolls in. She's attacked. And on video, you see people going, where's my AK-47? I'm going to kill that bitch.
This is video from a police surveillance camera near Skiddy Park on Sunday night. You'll see people start fleeing from the right to the left, and soon you'll see Syracuse police officer Kelsey Francimone appear near the silver car. She will be moving in the opposite direction. As she moves to the right, two men will appear behind her who appear to have guns. About 10 seconds later, two more men appear to have guns. One will be at the bottom right of the screen who holds the gun out. At the top of the screen will be another man who is actually firing the gun. You can see the two muzzle flashes from the end of the gun as he's moving to the left.
According to Syracuse Police Benevolent Association President Jeff Piedmont, when she arrived at the scene, Officer Francimone saw numerous people firing their weapons and then acted on it. After Gary Porter was shot and killed by someone at the incident, the crowd turned on her.
She was ripped off of him by the crowd and was pummeled under a pile of people. She was punched, kicked, hit with bottles. Her flashlight was falling off of her gun belt, her badge. They were trying to rip at her badge. They were ripping at her mace, her pepper spray.
For the rest of the night, cops were threatened, taunted, harassed, attacked. Happened again the next night, smaller scale. They came in to arrest a few people, get a few witnesses, all on video. We documented here on this channel. Cops were attacked, threatened, harassed, taunted in Syracuse, New York. And Syracuse is one of those towns where they kind of think they're doing everything right. The mayor appoints a member of the Nation of Islam, a minister, to the school board. She gives herself a big pat on the back. The police chief is black. They're constantly congratulating themselves for the great race relations they've created. Syracuse is a dark and dirty and dangerous town, and it's been that way for a while. So after we leave Syracuse, let's head down to Monroe, Louisiana. Cop sees a suspicious black person trailing a couple white people. Stops him, says, "What's up? Let me see if you got anything in your pockets." Up against the car. Guy pulls a gun, shoots a cop in the back, killing him. Shot him 3 times, twice in the back. Day or so later, same part of the world, Louisiana, serving a warrant on a dangerous black felon. One cop gets shot in the face. One cop Cop gets shot in the leg. 3 people are arrested.
Louisiana deputies are in the hospital after being shot while serving a felony warrant.
The gunman is in custody. The shooting happened just after 6 this morning in South Monroe. Sheriff Jay Russell says the deputies were serving 8 warrants on 26-year-old Ricky Wade Jr. One deputy was inside the house, the other covering the back door. Investigators say there was a scuffle before the gunshots. Wade allegedly shot the second deputy as he ran from the home. He was arrested several hours later.
This scumbag needed to go to jail, folks, okay? He should have went to jail. He is going to jail, and he will be in jail, hopefully for a while, if we can keep him there. He's someone that does not need to be walking around this community.
One of the deputies was shot in the leg, the other in the face. Both are in stable condition and are expected to survive.
And now, just a few hours ago, we learned in Philadelphia, a cop in a little town near the Philadelphia airport, which means that's 15 minutes from here, 20 minutes from here. I think it's called Fallcroft. Sees a bunch of people smoking dope, goes up to them, says, "What's up?" They pull a gun out. The cop gets shot 7 times, once in the face. You want to hear what that sounds like? Here it is.
The recording is chilling. A Delaware County police officer shot in the line of duty calls in for help. And that plea set off an hours-long manhunt that ended with a SWAT raid on a local apartment building. It is Friday afternoon. I'm Shari Williams.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is the officer shot in Fallcroft, Pennsylvania. And the suspect police have now arrested in that case. The Action News team has been out all over the area today covering the story from every angle. Action News reporter Trish Hartman live outside the hospital where Officer Christopher Dorman is being treated right now. But we begin our team coverage with John Rollins live in Fallcroft. And John, that's where all of this played out.
Well, it played out here. One man we talked to said he heard first a burst of 3 shots, then some pause, then a burst of 4 shots, all in rapid succession. That was right at 10 o'clock this morning. The target of those shots was Officer Christopher Dorman, a young officer from this borough who had been on the force for just a little over a year, we understand. The attack brought fellow officers looking for his assailant. For almost 3 hours, police lay siege. Their target, an apartment building, and whoever was inside and responsible for ambushing a Fallcroft officer who was responding to a report of drug activity when he came across several individuals.
Once the officer confronted these subjects, there was a report of gunfire. Assisting officers arrived to find the officer shot several times.
Tamika Daly heard the attack.
Just heard the shots. Pop, 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 pop. I said, oh my God, those somebody's shooting. We come right out to the door, cop, then there's tons of cops coming. They just shot a cop. But the night before that, it's all this drug activity constantly going on.
The badly wounded officer was rushed to Penn Presbyterian Hospital. Residents of the Elmwood Avenue apartment house were evacuated as SWAT officers surrounded the building that's just yards from the Fallcroft police station. A state police helicopter was brought in as an eye in the sky, and as it flew overhead, a large flashbang was fired. SWAT officers then moved quickly. Several women and a man were taken into custody. The man was described as the suspect in the shooting. He was put into this police car. As the officers stood down and departed, residents who had been watching applauded the police.
Dante, do you have any comment?
Wahi, do you have anything to say?
Any comment, Dante, to the family?
Are you sorry for what you did? What's that? You didn't try to kill 2 police officers?
So, do you think there's a pattern there? Well, of course there's a pattern, and it's not just a pattern of black-on-police violence. What about the pattern of all the people who were involved, but who didn't say anything? All the people who were involved who didn't help the police while the police were being attacked? What about all the people who posted on Facebook and other places that the police deserve what they got because the police are bad people who deserve to die. That's a very, very real pattern. That's a dangerous pattern. That's a pattern every reporter and public official in this country is ignoring, denying, condoning, excusing, encouraging, and even lying about.
So to me, he ain't do no wrong. He just shot a cop.
When you niggas gon' unite and kill the police, motherfuckers? When you niggas...
outside, Macy. Mom, it's raining. No, it's not.